Hey guys, welcome to another Trade Genius podcast. Bob and Phil here. As always, we're in a government fueled debt spiral. They're not going to tell you about it, but we are. So let's dive into this video.
Trade Genius.
Hey guys, I'm gonna tell you something that we do that really will change the way in which you look at trading and also absolutely help you increase your profitability and how much money you make. It's the Trade Genius newsletter. We put the newsletter out Sunday night through Thursday night, and this really looks at the plumbing of the markets and helps prepare you for the next trading day and help you make money. And we give you a lot of information. We give you market statistics, we give you market levels, we give you the seasonality, what's happening with different sectors of the market, and we will help you identify whether the market's in a bear mode or a bull mode, or whether it's euphoric, whether it's despondent, and it just puts you in a position to be on the right side of the trade. So take advantage of our offer that we have below, and you'll love it. I mean, one trade that you make with this thing can pay for definitely a month, maybe even a year's worth of service. It's that powerful. Use promo code podcast for 15% off the retail price of newsletter. Thanks for listening.
Phil, what do you call it? We jumped off the cliff, we crossed the Rubicon, we crossed the event horizon. I'm going to show you 3 charts that just show you that some of it's not surprising for those who are listening, but it basically, it's impossible for the government to have a balanced budget. And now it's even more impossible for the government to probably even keep the acceleration down. So let's go to the first chart if we can. This chart showing here that basically the spending is out of control, and especially with interest rates at over 5%, Phil, that, we're spending more money now than it's like a COVID every year, and it's going to be, it's unsustainable. And I think, when I throw this over to you, you can talk more about it, but I think this is where at some point yield curve control has to come into play, or, I won't say the government go bankrupt. It's just that it's just going to we'll become Argentina. And the second one here, this is what's now going to fuel everything. Check this chart out. This is the demographics. This is what I've been talking about now for quite some time. We have 20 years, Phil, of increasing entitlement spending for Medicare and for Social Security. And, that'll also include people going on disability early. And then, can you just imagine the healthcare costs are rising on top of just more people getting on Medicare because of the just the built-in inflation in that marketplace? And how are they going to pay for this stuff? So, it's going to be a really, really, really big issue. And I'll show you the third chart here too. This gives you a better perspective of it's the government spending and income. And if you notice, we take in a lot of money. In fact, we're now at 18% of GDP in revenue, which is the high end of the range since they started the income tax, and spending is just outstripping it. And when COVID starts rolling back in, entitlements are going to take over. Social Security is already in the red. Medicare, I guess, is 18 to 24 months of just basically not having enough money month to month. And so, right now, the government spending is on entitlements is dwarfing everything. I think entitlements and interest are dwarfing everything that we have other than some minor spending in the government budget. So it's out of control. And you know what? Everybody knows this, but really what we care about as traders is what does that mean to our assets? And I think 2 things are going to happen, and I'd love to get your take on this, Phil, is that the Republican House has a mandate in their mind, because if they give in to Biden here, there's no reason to ever have a Republican Party ever again. And I think they're going to die on this hill. And I think we're going to have an extended fight for the debt ceiling. And then we're going to turn right around and have an extended fight going into the next budget. And so I think it's going to cause some issues for us.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that's what drives us. I think already we have macro conditions that are going to force us low in the second half of the year. I think this is just going to kick it off, the whole debt ceiling. And, I've been warning about this brewing for like 2-3 months now. And I think we've also been saying, watch as we get closer to June, that it's going to dominate the headlines. And you're already starting to see it intraday on the headlines that are coming across. And I think we're going to get into that old cycle where, every little headline, whether it's progress or, not progress, going backwards in negotiations, is going to have these big swings in the market as the algos have this knee-jerk reaction. But make no mistake, I mean, if this government starts to have to shut down, that is never bullish for the stock markets. And I think it's just, we're in a situation where we need that catalyst that kicks off that lower cascade where, there's a lot of hedging for lower in this market, but when the market starts to go down, those hedging effects are going to amplify the move lower. It's just that, this market's waiting to be kicked over one side or the other.
Yeah, look, and what's going to happen here, everybody's going to think that, the debt ceiling is resolved short term. That's going to be a good guy, but we know that liquidity is going to come out of the market, number one. Then number two, we're going to go in the back half of the year where companies are already struggling. And then number three is these deficits are going to rise. And as these deficit rises, it's going to draw inflation back up higher again. And everybody's going to be worried about, maybe does Powell have to double dip? And then basically I think going into next year when the wheels are flying all over this apple cart. And I think politics now are absolutely center stage on this, is that we kind of avoid that here because it's really not our main driver, but next year it's going to be the main driver. Look, the Democrats are trying to put in jail every Republican they can in a blue state. And you're going to see a turnaround here. Today, the House Representatives basically are gun sighting now on Mayorkas and on Garland and on Biden and his family. And they're going to go after them really hard. And now we have Trump, who just got convicted of some crime. I don't know if he's guilty of it or not guilty of it, but that's besides the point at this point. They got him guilty on a civil fine. A civil suit of basically rape. They're going to be pounding the airwaves on that with women. And so he has nothing to lose. And then Biden is he's 81 years old. He may feel the ship is shrinking here and sinking. And he's going to have nothing to lose. So it could be 24, could be just an area where, hey, if you have a boat and you have an island you can get to, it might be a year to do that.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's going to do it for this episode. Please hit like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on this one as well down below. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Trade